YouTube to grow your business. So Made on YouTube just announced a whole bunch of new features coming out in the next several months. And I've got some amazing creators here to talk about what does it really mean? Can we grow our business? What are the features? We're going to dive all in. Kevin, you're up. You get to choose. What's the first topic?
For me, I think it's AI or Ask Studio.
Yes.
To
Okay,
me is like, I'm so stoked on that.
All
Besides
right.
dynamic brand insertion, I like Ask Studio.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
We'll get there. Yeah.
So what is Ask Studio and what are why do you like it?
So my understanding is you can basically query YouTube analytics like a human being, right?
Yeah.
And to me, I would say I'm like mid-tier savvy at using YouTube Studio. I don't go too deep into advanced analytics. The team could if they wanted to, but we don't do it as often as we probably should or would want to. And so being able to say, for us, like I'm a gardening channel, so we're very seasonal, right? So if I put a video out, I have a great example. I did this one on how to grow corn. It was from seed to harvest. So by the time we were done growing it, no one else could grow it that season, right? So it was a deep 10 out of 10, and we all know that does not feel good. It was like very, very low on the views.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It's such a bad feeling. And I'd put 90 days into this video because I grew the corn all the way out. And so then next season comes around and that video started to ramp, right? And so it'd be great to be able to query Studio and say like, hey, of my videos I released in 2025, this season, which ones have started to perform a lot better? And I can go in and see, hey, can I make something new off of that? Or can I turn that into a short? Or honestly, like, a million different options.
When you said that, I was thinking like, could it tell us when is the most optimized time to upload something like that? Because I've realized that timing is so important on YouTube, and like basically being almost a season ahead is the best place to be when it comes to like timely things. So that's really interesting that, you know, at least it wasn't all in vain, that you did all that work and it eventually, that's the best feeling.
When it resurrects, that's a great feeling.
I thought it was a really wonderful introductory way for a lot of people who'd be scared of AI to really start to utilize its features, because in a conversational style, you can ask it, can you tell me about this? Can we explore this topic together? What if these inquiries that start coming out are a lot easier to ask in this type of world than something where it's like a human and you need it to understand exactly what you're asking so it can give you an exact output. With this, it's a little more nebulous and a little more conversational, which is nice, but there are a lot of people who are not only scared by analytics, even if they go into Advanced Studio, and then they're like, what is this? Right?
It's a lot of information.
Right?
Dimensions.
What does it all mean?
If you can ask and say, can you help me interpret this in plain language? What does this mean? What if I tried this as a thumbnail? And it's like having a YouTube consultant, but one that is on your level with a lot of...
Let's calm it down. There's a whole industry that makes money off of YouTube consultants.
I am a YouTube consultant, but I know that there's also a lot of people that are not going to come to me that haven't even asked the first question yet. And sometimes not only do you not know what you don't know, and you get in, and then you're like, whoa, not only do I need someone to explain this to me, but I need someone to explain what they just explained to me.
Exactly.
So, and then we still are more valuable too.
I thought it was really cool how you can say, okay, this particular video, and you tag the video because it sees all your videos, and you can say like, okay, what did well about this one video? And then it'll break it out for you. It'll say the CTR was this is what CTR means. It could perform better by doing this, you know, like it really breaks that all down. And then you can take it a step further and create the next video based on that information.
Or from the comments even.
From the comments.
The comment
That's
sentiment actually was huge.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you guys, but like I used to respond to every comment back in the day.
Right. But
it's still hard
scale.
now.
I can't anymore. You know, it's
can't.
been maybe like 3-4 years. And so getting the sentiment and having it actually be accurate would be really cool. And then I was thinking with the podcast to clip feature, you know, because I saw on the demo, it showed like the most engaging parts of Ashley's long form. So you could theoretically use Ask Studio, and then clip out
those.
The best shorts.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So you don't even have to think about which ones.
Right, like using them together.
It could be nice.
I feel like Ask Studio is going to be one of those things where we look back and we're like, wait, how did we not have this before? Like, it's going to be, I think if it's really well done, I think we will just have it so naturally integrated into our workflows.
I had them give me a demo, and I kind of pushed a little bit, and it was performing well. Like, I was impressed.
Imagine being able to ask, like, because, you know, for me at least, some videos don't get crazy views, but they have crazy sub conversion. And so being able to say, like, hey, like last year, which videos did the best from a subs basis? Because it's probably non-overlapping with views.
Exactly.
Which would be that'd be nice to have that be spit out.
And I also had it ask, like, okay, so what did well about this video and what can I learn about it for the next video? And help me outline this next video that I'm doing based on what worked or what didn't, you know, from an engagement perspective. And it was, I mean, we didn't go full force into that outline process, but I think that could be a really useful use case for it.
Totally. I think with any of these types of conversational AI tools, it's really important to know what to prompt it. Like at the end of the day, you really have to know how to tell it how to help you.
Yes.
So
I believe that word cloud, not only generating from the comments, you're like, what was the general, you know, sentiment around this, or what question keeps popping up the most? And you can't sift through thousands of comments, but you can ask it to. And then you can use that to give your audience more of literally what they're asking for instead of just looking for the comment with the most thumbs up.
Yeah.
You know, and especially then if you're like, okay, well, help me generate some titles, or, oh, what do you think, you know, what would be an interesting angle to take with this? If you think about that, and the more that it knows your channel and your specific kind of attributes about what is being responded to by your audience, I think the more that it can help you, it can only help.
And that's killer because it is actually paying attention to your content, not your content.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like siloed to your content with the general knowledge of YouTube content creation, but it's not looking at anybody else's content. Now, a word of caution to small channels, if you have one video, it's
Maybe just go manual mode for a bit.
manual mode for a bit, but like you could use it for general concepts and it could support that. But it's obviously not going to have enough data to support in the way that we're talking about. All right, you were second. So next topic.
Ooh, that's kind of hard. I really do like the auto dubbing with lip sync. I think that's going to be so nice to basically open my content up to different demographics that otherwise wouldn't be able to watch it. So, and with it being so natural, I guess, like with the lip sync being so natural, because I personally, even if something is dubbed, I can't watch it because it just seems too artificial to me and it just feels too unrealistic. But with the new auto dubbing with lip syncing, I feel like it
looks
really good. Yeah.
I haven't heard anybody say meh. Have you guys?
No,
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Yeah. I mean, I think once we get our hands on it, we'll know, but it seemed pretty strong to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're offering it for free, everyone else is paying for these captions, or they're paying then triple to have it like
11
converted,
labs,
right, into a different language. So it's like, oh, it's $1.50 a minute for this, but it's $3 a minute if you want in this language. To offer that as a free benefit, to open up a global audience, and just like you said, to not have it feel artificial and separate, not have to go out there and pay for all these extras, that is an amazing service that they're giving us, and a great way to connect with our audience globally.
Devil's advocate here in terms of auto dubbing. I was talking to one of my students about this particular feature the other day, and I said, it's a choice to be made on whether as a business we have product and we have, your products could go global, but some of us, we teach in our native language. And if we had a Spanish or an Italian student who was in our programs who didn't speak good English, we would have trouble serving them. And so the question then becomes is, do we want to use auto dubbing as a business and open ourselves up to an entire audience that we can't serve on the other end? And there's a total benefit, in my opinion, of helping people for free in a more global scale, but also there's a little bit of a trickiness to it, I think. What are y'all's thoughts?
Well, I think for one, I have a secondary channel where I teach line dancing. I teach dancing. And some of the best channels I've ever seen, they're all in Korean. And I want to watch that tutorial and I want it auto-dubbed in English so I can understand the counts and what they're trying to say, because I can watch it, but it's not the same connection as understanding the words that they're using as well to describe it, because how do I teach it then to my students here without some of those nuance that you need? So I understand for some businesses and situations, it would not be a benefit. For me, someone on that channel where I'm trying to teach a dance and I want it to go global and I want everyone to be able to participate in it, that's not as big a concern, and I care most about being able to share that globally.
I'm excited about Spanish the most.
Okay.
Because for us, like, we sell products in America, and that's the second most spoken language in America. And so if I can get maybe 15 or 20% more people watching that ostensibly could buy our seeds or our products, like, that'd be great. And then I think, like, our mission is teach the world to grow, right? So the world doesn't all speak English. and I only barely speak Spanish, so I can't do that. And so it would be cool, but I guess what I'm curious about is if it's auto-dubbed with lip sync, that would be a new video file, right?
I don't know the answer.
that's what I'm interested to know.
So does that mean that language channels are back, or are we going like multi-threaded audio/video? Like, how does it live? I don't know the answer, but I'm excited to find out.
My guess is that it's going to live inside that same video with, like, you choose your language. I bet it's going to serve that video with
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is my guess. Make no prediction on if
That
that's
would be the
true.
most like sound way to do it, I think.
I
But
think
we
so.
never know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's just something to explore, and maybe I also have products, so I think
have
that
physical
there's
products, that's right, your
physical
planner.
products. So I think that there is ways to serve on a global scale, but it's just a matter of figuring out that nuance of how do I serve them in this capacity. It might be a challenge.
It's an interesting thought to have as an entrepreneur, right? We have to think through those things, I think, because at some point they're going to come to us and be like, I want more. And we're like,
Right. Yeah.
Shelly, you're up with the next topic.
Do you remember back in the day we had all of these collab videos and people would try and link to each other's channels in the description or in the card. This is the grown-up way of doing that, where you actually get to, not just the tag, but to have it, even though it doesn't show up on everybody's channel that's collaborating, to have up to 5, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, if you're making the same type of content, I know we talked about what do we plant in December, and it's climates all around the world, it's still a collab video that's really cool on a global scale. So I'm super excited about that feature, and I want to see where it goes. I know they had some great examples for the Mark Rover, Mr. Beast, Team Water type of thing, where both of them get to collab on that and have their audiences reached out to. And the fact is, all 4 of us could be collabing on something, and I'm going to be shown to your audience, and you're going to be shown to his audience.
This video could be that.
It could
be
Exactly.
that,
It
right?
could be amazing for
This
that,
one
right?
that we're doing,
Absolutely. And when else am I going to have access to those types of audiences to see that content and have them maybe discover me? That's amazing.
And for reference, just because of what you said about this video, you don't all have to be in the same physical space.
Right.
It is a virtual experience as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for us, so we do a series called What to Plant in December, What to Plant in January, where it's myself, who I'm the main host of the main channel, but we have a couple side channels we own that other gardeners are on. And then we have like gardening friend YouTubers that will want to show up just for the exposure. And so we already have a use case for this where it's usually about 5 people. And so like in October, our next one, What to Plant in October, if this is live by then, it'll be Epic collabed with Jacques in the Garden, collabed with Meg Grows Plants, collabed with Shani, you know what I mean? Which would be great because we're building either our own side channels or their audiences. And that's just an easier way for them to get exposure.
It would be interesting to see when people do have their own extra channels, and not even where they're different hosts, but sometimes people have like the live or the recorded video or the shorts channel, of like how that could collaborate with each other. That'd be interesting. I would love to see, in terms of collabs, and I was talking to one of the product managers about this, is the ability to auto match. We build physical connections at events and things like that, so we get to know each other and support each other, but there's a huge world of YouTubers who don't know how to access other creators. And it would be really interesting to me to see an auto match system, just like they're doing with brands and creators, and like do that with collabs. I don't know how that would work. I threw out a whole bunch of ideas, but I think it would be a far off, idea, but I don't know. It'd be really cool.
Started on YouTube.
Considering they already have the feature of your audience also watch this because they watched you, and they have the list of channels.
That's a good point.
And then they let you message each other and be like, hey, our audience is
that would be cool.
Yeah, because that's one thing YouTube doesn't have. You can't message on the platform. You
Yeah.
can't
That's
DM.
the frustrating thing.
Yeah.
So if it could be creator to creator DMs, that'd be pretty interesting.
That would be so cool.
All right, I think you guys might have intentionally left live streaming for me.
Yeah, of course.
So live streaming is one of my favorite tools that are coming out. I will preface this with saying most of these live streaming tools are mobile only, and they're really pushing a focus on casual creators and getting them into live. From my perspective, having done live streaming for almost 20 years, and that's one of my channel's focuses, I would love to see it come to desktop. But they're cool features nonetheless. Practice mode, being able to go live with AI tools to simulate the environment.
Oh, is that how it works?
That's how it works.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so you go live on your phone and to the practice mode, and you get like AI comments, so you can be like,
hey, bot, I really thought that was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
and then you can immediately go live as long as you're feeling brave, right?
Sure.
So I like that one. And then vertical and landscape, the ability to just be able to choose vertical or horizontal or both. Now, the one thing that they're going to do there is just clip out the middle of the frame, so you can't have a lot of visuals.
But I think that's still cool because at least you know you're in frame. You know what I'm saying? Like some people might be too close or too, so that's still a step.
Yeah, it's a huge step. Will you guys use it?
I think the simulcast is really cool too because you could probably take advantage of the benefits of the vertical live stream, like the little GIFs or the little like comments, and I want it all in the same section, and I want to see it, and I don't want to have to set up a separate device, which still looks like I'm not looking at the lens. So I want to look at one and have that simulcast out to both and have the advantages of not only showing up in the vertical feed, which is where you get brand new eyeballs, as well as like the rest in the whole show. So I'm actually really excited for that.
What about React Live? Being able to react to another live stream that's active in the moment.
So many questions.
So it's only to lives. Like you couldn't live react to a video.
Right now, it's only lives, but
kind of
in the
interesting,
future,
but we'll see
video.
Yeah, because they're saying like, but also it's going to depend on the type of content, right? All of a sudden it's like, wait. What do you mean I could probably live stream and react to Coachella performances, to movies that are available on YouTube?
That would be very interesting.
The law trials that are happening? Like, they're going to have to not only be very, very clear about what you can and cannot, and they're going to have to dictate, like, yes, you can play this, or no, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you won't know
so it's not subject to copyright strikes, but any creator has the ability to opt out of being able to be reacted to.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
But I would also argue that the views matter. So if you have something like a music video, which is counting new views and premieres and stuff like that, if I'm live reacting to it, do they also get the views because they're watching it? Do I get the views on my channel?
Should
How
if you're
is
live
this
reacting
out?
to like a launch, like say Taylor Swift launches a new music video or something. She
But you
wants all the
pause
views.
in the middle of it for 3 minutes and then do a 30-minute, discography. Does she get an extra 30 minutes of? Not that she needs. Extra 30 minutes of watch time over here. Is that going to count for me, or are we going to say, hey, this, like, how does that work?
Rev splits,
I did not ask that question. That's a really good question. I don't have the answer to.
know either.
I guess we will find out.
I only have
soon.
questions when it comes to that because I just like there's so many scenarios that I think of. I'm like, what about this?
There's definitely a lot of edge cases on that one. It's a cool idea in general. Yeah.
And I'm thinking about from my business perspective, what content as an entrepreneur, teaching knowledge-based skills would I want to react to? Because that feels like a very like YouTuber-y kind of thing to do. I think that there is use case for it in terms of like if there's an industry happening. Like if YouTube were streaming made on, right?
Exactly.
Then I could react to that if I were sitting at home, and that would be a powerful thing. So I think it's more industry based from an entrepreneur's perspective versus like another gamer doing a crazy thing, right? But the challenge there is like finding another live stream.
Well, I also wonder if something like the Apple live stream event, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden we're talking
they
about this.
allow it?
Are they going to
Probably
let me?
not. No.
And it's like, I'm not invited to the Steve Jobs Theater, but I still have opinions. And before I used to have to go to some other platform and be like, this is what the specs are. This is what that screenshot is.
I used to do commentary of the WWDCs and all of the announcements, but they stopped allowing, like they started copywriting.
Right. But I'm saying now, are we allowed to live stream that and live react to the latest iPhone launch?
Yeah.
Or to WWDC?
I guess if they say
Again,
yes,
it's an opt-out thing.
Yeah.
I think they'll opt out.
If they opt out,
They
then
probably
we can't.
will.
Yeah.
Oh, they will for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any intel, but
probably
come
will.
on.
But imagine if they didn't, then the world that opens up to the other people who weren't invited to that. Because it's always the same people invited to those events. Justine and Marquez and Andrew Edwards. But what about the person who's just...
love.
Yeah, we all love them. They're fantastic. But that's not... The problem is, like, hey, I just started a channel yesterday, and I am a tech enthusiast. I'm never getting invited to Apple until 5 years later. Why can't I react to it?
Yeah, what if you're a breakout star in that space?
Exactly,
Like you need some sort of shot.
And then a couple of other live specific things, side-by-side ads. So the ability to be live and then have the ad, because I don't let ads go on my live streams because it interrupts the content.
Well, imagine you're Emily D. Baker talking about a murder,
Right.
or like a trial, and then all of a sudden you're like,
Dunkin' Donuts ad. Right.
the fact that she can still be talking about heavy subject matter or her legal expertise about something while this ad is playing on the side.
That's very
brilliant.
Clever.
Now, I did find out that it does, like, it doesn't mute the ad. The ad is unmuted and you cannot mute that ad. And so you are just only seeing the visual and seeing the chat.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
at first I thought, oh, well, I can just kind of mute the ad.
Can you see like a
Is
live
there-
transcript or something? Or that'd be interesting. 'Cause
Oh,
you
that
can at
would be
least
interesting.
hear what
Can
they're
you-
saying.
I wonder if you can see like a countdown, like if it
sure you
alerts
can.
you like this ad is coming up in 30 seconds, so you can kind of tee
Oh.
up your audience.
That
Like,
would be
okay,
nice.
Oh, that would be
we're
cool,
gonna
yeah.
push to an ad break or something like
Yeah.
that to kind of
At least like
At
give
least-
yourself a heads up.
Yeah.
Because you can do that now with manual inserts, right? You can say like, hey, we're going to go to ad break.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
I think
boom.
there's some categories it'll work really well, though, like gaming content.
Yeah.
You
Where
may or
you're
may not be
looking.
talking as
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
You're watching someone play like a first-person shooter or something like that. Would be
Right.
fine. to
Yeah.
have
But
an
if
ad
you're
run.
talking in your live streams, like
Yeah.
how you would do
Yeah.
yours, then
That'd be a little more.
But I
It
wonder
would
what
be
it
more
looks like
challenging.
then after it then becomes a VOD. Like, is there still going to be an ad at that exact same point
Right.
when we were
Yeah, that's
live?
true.
When then you're queuing up this ad that is
Oh, that's a good
non-existent
point.
later.
Yeah,
like,
that's true too.
that's
like,
a good
dang
point.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need answers. Okay.
we'll get them. We'll get them eventually.
The last live thing I love is the AI highlights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that'd
really
be
good.
nice.
So while you're live, it will do highlights, and you can, if you are able to manage this somehow, or you have somebody managing it for you, you can kind of say like, I want a highlight of that, or regenerate that highlight. But then after the fact is where I think most people will use it, is it will give you 3 highlight clips that you could turn into shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But I want to know
And-
how they're generating that, like from most concurrent views, most comments at that time, most interaction. Like, how did you decide which
That
were going to be
was
the
the
best?
best.
That-
Yeah.
Exactly. Or it's like
It's-
if it's an hour or 2 hours long.
Well, Neil Mohan answered this from the stage in terms
It's
of
easy.
all of the
Tons.
highlights.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's looking for the
Some
most,
combo, yeah.
what thing is the most entertaining, interesting, engaging thing, and it'll evolve over time, of course.
Right.
But I did find out that, so it'll give you 3. You cannot regenerate after the fact. But so you're either going to use them or not for that particular video, but they will take that feedback of not using it as a short as like, okay, we need to improve
Make it better,
this
yeah.
data.
Yeah, I guess if it launches and everyone just rejects them all, then
Yeah.
that fix the
okay.
feature. Yeah.
But I wonder how many of them just reject it because they don't want to do it anyway.
It
They
could
don't
be.
want to put it on their channel.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know what
that's
that
the
looks
thing,
like. Yeah. Is it a rejection or is it because there
Yeah.
not an actual rejection button? I did ask
Yeah.
that question.
Because if you wanted to post-produce your shorts always, like that was your style, then you would never use the tool. But if you didn't and you just wanted free clips, then it might work. It might
Yeah.
be good.
I think this is a great tool for someone who is like beginning, like they're starting their channel
Yeah.
and like or maybe they're starting their podcast and they don't have a team or they don't have the bandwidth to like
Yeah.
sift out clips and all of the things.
Well, honestly, I
think it's-
always, I mean, I'm established and I think,
Yeah.
oh, I need to go repurpose my live and I don't.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those like it's better than not doing anything, but it might not be the perfect
course.
clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think our expectations have to be managed when
For
it comes to things like this, but I think over time it can really be good, like really
Yeah.
good. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't even know how. Yeah.
I would be curious to see not only the quality of when it starts, but then a year later. Because if we look
Exactly.
at some of the other tools that have been out there, like Video.ai
So
or
much better. Yeah.
Opus Clip, like when they started, I was like, why would you choose this clip?
Yes,
This makes
but
no
now-
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now they've gotten pretty good.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for YouTube specific improvements, the inspiration tab has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
thumbnails are still very curiosity driven, but I don't know if you've looked at the thumbnail suggestions
thumbnails
and
are a little wonky
inspiration.
sometimes. Yeah.
Like, okay.
But the platform that has
But
all the
everything
data
else is great.
should be able to come up with the best clips more than a third party.
Exactly.
You would imagine.
You would,
Yeah.
know?
you would
imagine.
think.
Yeah.
All right. Drum roll, please.
That's pretty good.
That's probably not good for these mics. He's like, whatever.
Producers are probably cringing. Like, what are you guys doing?
Dynamic brand ad inserts. It's the
Yes.
thing that everybody is talking about here at Made On. So dynamic ad inserts is the ability to have swap out ads. So if you sell for a sponsorship for 6 months, then you could resell that back inventory for the next 6 months to a different brand. My hope as a business, as an entrepreneur, is to be able to say, hey, I have my lead magnet for my email for my email list. Like, come onto my email. I've got this freebie for you. My own ads
Yes.
go into
That'd be
the
huge.
product, each of you could use it this way. And then I could swap that out if I change my course, if I change my lead magnet, if I'm in promo and open cart for a particular product, then that's one thing versus evergreen.
I mean, it's such a popular feature that the guy who works on my team in brand partnerships, without me telling him, DM me about it already. He's stoked about it.
Yeah.
Because we didn't start doing brand deals for mostly a product-based company until about 2 years ago. Yeah. So probably 1,000 of our videos have never had a sponsor on it. Or like maybe I sold a sponsor for like $1,000 and the video did 2 million views or something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Doesn't that suck?
It's not the best feeling. And so it would be nice to be able to insert into back catalog like some banger video and go to a company and say like, hey, look, like this video gets 100,000 views every year. Do you want to just put it, and I can go back and do that. And that, like, I think I put up something on LinkedIn. I was like, creators might like double their brand revenue with this.
Yeah.
1000%.
Depends on how they've approached it in the
works,
past. But yeah, it'd be cool.
For sure.
Yeah, I think this is like such a huge opportunity, not only for your own business, but yeah, just like from a negotiations point of view, with, you know, my management. It's like you can sell the amount of time in which the ad is there. And now ads are just indefinitely baked into your content. And it's like, man, this video popped off, like you said. And it's just like, you can't anticipate that happening necessarily.
No.
I feel like it cleans up the process and it helps us really get what we're worth out of the content from a brand perspective and as a business owner.
Yeah.
Because you have the autonomy to really make the ad based off of where you're at right now in your business.
We need new clauses on the contracts. We need
I mean, it's going to change all of that.
It will.
Truly, because brands have had it made
Yeah,
with
really
how
have.
it has been set up. But
They
now,
really have, and they've taken advantage of it.
Yeah.
I mean, and because why wouldn't they?
yeah, but even things like discount codes, I'm like, this is 3 years ago. This discount code no longer works. Like,
The
and you're
company might
making
not
me,
exist anymore,
exactly. And now I have to do a verbal call to action in the video of like, hey, use my code Erin30 for 30 free days, and it's like, that was 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is game changer, honestly.
Double-edged sword. There are a couple of good things and bad things. I'm also excited about the fact that if you were to yank a segment because all of a sudden you have your own clause that says your company behaved badly, they had some stuff going on in the press and I didn't like that, and you could yank out that as part of your own
that's
contract
clever. I
now.
didn't think about
We've
that.
had some companies that I've seen with some beauty creators where all of a sudden the people have discovered not so great things about the owners and the founders,
Right.
and that video's there, and their choice is to
a really good
delete the
point.
video, private the video, or leave it up and have their entire audience attack them for this thing that was like before scandal happened,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's great. But also, we are going to have to renegotiate brand deals for how long does that ad exist,
Yeah.
Totally.
right? And what does that look like for an experience as a viewer where now you have, let's say, your own product, and then they're also then hit with an ad from YouTube. And so now they're getting maybe stacked multiple ads. And this is almost a reverse in direction from where we were a few years ago, where YouTube was like, you can't make your own inserts into your video. Advertising something, you have to use our AdSense one. Do you remember like when they had that and like, you guys can't do that anymore? And now they're essentially saying, yeah, you can. And maybe it's your own product. Maybe it's something.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious to see how this will play out. I am excited about the fact that you can change it out. So we'll see how that goes.
Now, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, I'm also interested of how that looks like if someone is watching your video. Like, is there a gap in the, basically like the little video queue? Like, you guys know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, is there like a thing that signifies like this is the ad insertion
in the visual,
inside
like,
of the visual
chapters,
like timeline?
the
Yeah,
timeline.
That would-
exactly.
yeah.
Like, is that like pluck outable and they can see that when they click?
If they have YouTube Premium or
Right.
Yeah, Neil said that's a great question. Neil said something from the stage today that I was like, I don't know what that means, and I haven't been able to find an answer, but he said something about it being visibly identifiable as like a brand insert. So I'm thinking that maybe that goes to that question, but I don't know. Like, we don't have answers on that. The other thing, the team really tried hard to get me answers on this one thing, but here's my fear about dynamic inserts is that it won't work the way that we think it will work. And so I haven't gotten my eyes on it. I haven't gotten all the answers to my questions yet, but we will get there. And I hope to have an update to this video. But my fear is that it's going to be a lot more controlled that I won't be able to add my own brand
Yeah, I was
as
thinking that
the
too.
brand.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then I'm less excited about this product for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's still a very powerful product, but if I can't use it like I imagine, I will be a little disappointed, I'm not going to lie, but because it's such a powerful potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to know at insertion, do I have the ability to have an expiration date, like auto pluck this in 4 months?
But then what
Yeah.
happens if you don't replace it?
Exactly. What happens?
Yeah, because like, so the way we've done it in the past, let's say for our own product, or like let's say we have a big sale or something, I'll do a video and then we'll do the read. It's
Yeah.
burned in like it always has to
Yeah.
be. But we've filmed the video such that before and after the
It
read
still
could
makes
theoretically
sense,
be
yeah.
cut together.
Correct,
And then
yeah.
I'll go on YouTube editor afterwards and clip it out.
Yeah.
Which I'm imagining in my mind's eye that's how this will kind of work, but
Yeah.
much more smoothly. So you still have to creatively shoot a video that it can
Yes.
be inserted or deleted from.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that that's the way to go about it for us if this product doesn't come out like we want it to function.
Yeah.
But we were talking about this before, I used to do 2 call to actions in my video, upload both, and then know that I was going to swap it out, right? And then I would edit the original video so that it was the call to action that I wanted on upload. And then I would, at a later date, revert the edit and replace the edit to the
that's
other
clever.
call to action. So that it was the thing that I wanted at the time I wanted it. But that
It's like a
kind of
workaround.
functionality
Yeah.
was
That's deep
taken away.
strategy right there.
I know.
I've never heard someone do that before.
Yeah, it's my little like pro hack.
That's very sophisticated
Yeah.
for the tool at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, but that actually was removed as a functionality
Okay.
a while ago. Revert wasn't
Revert changes or
revert
something?
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping that this would be the replacement for that strategy. So
Yeah.
we shall see. Regardless, it's an amazing functionality, amazing feature. It remains to be seen how exactly
Yeah.
it's going to be used.
I mean, if you could set yourself up as your own brand,
Yeah.
maybe you could even hack it by doing a deal with someone else. So you like go through the pipeline of being a brand on YouTube or
What
something.
would that look like?
I have no idea. Like, let's say there's another gardening YouTuber and
pay
I want to
another
sponsor
creative
them.
video for that.
Just so I can be in
As a brand.
and as a brand.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, there's probably 1,000 videos in our back catalog we have nothing on besides AdSense.
Yeah.
So I could go in and say like, hey, crazy sale coming up. We've got these
Yeah.
raised bet or whatever. That'd be crazy powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, I would jump through hoops to become a brand if the brand
could,
itself is the trigger for this.
Yeah.
Like, how do we get approved? Like,
Yeah.
give it to me.
Yeah.
I'm going through
There's a
all
lot
the
of
hoops.
creators with products, you're both. So why
Exactly.
not?
The lines
Exactly.
are so
I would
blurred
be
now.
curious if you filmed a 1-minute segment and then went to one of your Guardian channel buddies and said, use this as your dynamic ad insert.
yeah.
Link your products in the shopping thing down below and then see if they also get
See if it shows
a
up.
lift on the commissions
Yeah.
on that,
That
and
would
you
be
get the
interesting.
sales.
Yeah.
Plus, like, is that then bypassing the entire YouTube system?
It's a
of,
whole
like,
different
ads?
affiliate like
Yeah.
revenue model.
All of a sudden, right? You got those 5 people that you're collabing with in the October planting. What if you're the only one that has a product and you then
Yeah.
insert into all 5?
Yeah.
I know. It could be really crazy.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, that would be crazy.
A lot of great stuff. Oh my gosh. And we didn't even cover everything, but those are pretty much the highlights. Is there anything major we missed?
Basically, you'll be able to select clips from your own photo roll library, and then it will try to systemize and put them in the correct order. And you can either get music or you can use from the library. You can create your own songs based on a prompt. So their example was baking the perfect chocolate chip cookie, and it had 5 clips of making the steps in order, and it was still able to do it and give a description of what it was seeing. That's crazy
Yeah.
for someone
Yeah.
who is scared of video editing creation. That is that first step in making a video.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
If I upload out of order,
Yeah.
Yeah.
will it be able to?
I think
it
yes.
will.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
It can
It's
put it
looking
in
at
order.
the frames,
Yes.
and then it's looking for the
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, the
They
stitching.
said it can
Wow.
actually understand the footage.
Yes.
Enough to put
Okay.
it. Because even the guy who did the pizza, he said it even recognized Joe's Pizza. And like
Right.
it
Wow.
know, because it can do voiceover too.
I mean, from that clip, I thought, okay, well, we're telling a story, which is different than
Yeah.
steps
Yeah.
out of order.
Yeah.
Right? But like, I mean, if it can
but
understand
I'm pretty
it,
sure that they
that
said
would be
it can.
impressive.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I think this will be super awesome for entrepreneurs who just are so busy, like we were talking about before, like being able to tell stories, get shorts out be able to get content out in a much quicker way than having to figure out, okay, how do I edit this?
Right.
I have a backlog catalog of things, footage. It should be a much faster process to get stuff out.
So here's a real
Super
estate
excited.
agent who's taking some photos of this is how I set up a house for open house. And then all of a sudden they have a video. Not only that, but now you can go to your client and be
That's
like,
so
by the way,
good.
I've made you 3 videos showcasing your house. We can put it on your
Yes.
website for, your house, because I know some agents that will buy a URL for each of the homes that they're selling. It's like $12. You throw up a few photos and here's a couple videos and link back to YouTube and take all the video views from it. Why not? And
Right.
here's this competitive advantage that some of these other real estate agents don't have because you're so savvy with technology when really it's YouTube
Yeah.
doing it for you,
YouTube's
right?
doing it, yeah.
And go beyond real estate agents, anybody who sells a video production service, video
Yeah.
editing service, they can use
How
that too.
much it
right?
will speed up your process.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
best part about it.
interesting.
Yeah. And I think YouTube has really realized how much the lines are blurring of being an entrepreneur and a creator.
Right.
And you have to wear all the hats.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate how much they've recognized that and how much that has been baked into the intentions that they have with all of these new features. So.
There was a girl that was creating that matcha company, right?
Yeah.
So imagine she took 5 clips of her making her morning matcha. She has a new ad for her company that she didn't have to do.
Ooh,
Yeah.
could it create sizzle reels?
Why not?
Yeah,
know.
because when I saw it, I'm thinking there are sometimes even while I'm in New York right now, I have so many clips where I'm just sometimes they just get wasted because
Yeah,
I'm
they
I don't
do.
even know what I'm recording this for or what I'm ever gonna use it for.
My
but
team
if you
always-
put 25 clips in there and then just let it splice something up, it's
You get
just
something.
you got
Having
something.
photos turning into videos.
Yeah.
So if you think about it,
Yeah.
you're just photo crazy, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, would you like a video with that?
Yes,
Please,
yes,
thank you so
I
much.
do.
Would you like fries with that?
And it's like, oh, you didn't know it. Content extraordinaire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right before we left here, left to come here, my team was like, you need to record a bunch of B-roll, and also our organization system sucks because I haven't been able to use any of it. So to your point, oh my gosh, there's so much benefit to this. And I will say that to your point about YouTube really starting to understand that the lines are blurred, I am seeing that in their announcements and in the people that they're featuring over the last couple of years. It really has turned a corner, I think, in understanding that we are entrepreneurs, we are creating businesses, and YouTube is a piece of that. And it's a powerful piece of that. And for the first time, I've been to Maidon for, this is my 3rd year, I think. My 3rd year. For the first time, I actually teared up during
Yeah.
the event. I felt a little inspired as a
Absolutely.
creator for the first time here myself. So I thought
I
that was
love
really
that.
interesting.
And I think if you think about even the makeup of the audience, this is the first time where we had more creators than press. There were 60 of creators and 50 of media/press. And if you look at who was on stage also, Kristen Dominique with a cosmetics brand, right? And then the girl with the matcha brand. And there are people now with real businesses all starting from the creator. And the fact that they have so many ways now to support entrepreneurship, I think it's a real testament to them understanding that is so much more than content.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I've been to 2, and this is my favorite one by far.
Yeah.
And the feature set that they've released is there's a ton of bangers in there. So I'm excited to see how it works.
So good.
Can I say responsible use of AI too? Because
Yeah.
before it was just here's the thing, it's going to use AI, and now it's but we're also going to try and do some stuff, and we're going to
Creator
protect your
likeness.
face.
Creator
Yeah.
likeness.
Right?
Yes.
I'm excited about that because there's
Yeah.
at least 100 accounts that use our stuff.
Yeah.
At least,
terrible.
For small
So-
channels, it doesn't matter so much until you get to
Bigger
a
you
place
get, the
where
more annoying,
you
yeah.
are, where
You
people
can't track
are
it.
using
Yeah.
your face and your likeness. So now you have the ability to take that content down.
That would be very
Yeah.
nice.
That's
I would
amazing.
love to have them do voice likeness at some point. I don't know if
Yeah.
that'll be a thing, but that would be cool. Because if
Yeah.
you have a distinct, people have used Jimmy's voice before.
Sure.
You know it's his voice when you hear
Yeah.
it. So yeah, it'd be kind of nice to have that, but it's a
Yeah.
good step.
I've had friends have their videos taken. Let's say you're demoing a mascara. As long as you're not showing the tube, there's another brand that's
Yeah,
going to
they'll
say it's
take
their
it.
mascara.
They'll
Yeah.
rip it,
And
yep.
then trying to fight that company or fight to have it
Wow.
taken
It's
down or have
impossible.
to make a video saying, "Look, this isn't me.
It's nearly impossible.
This isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so hard because then a new product pops up and this is my mascara, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Maybe our
Right.
faces will be in everything from now on so that
Yeah.
you can't do that. So you can just get creator likeness claiming or something like that. You know?
Maybe faceless channels out the door.
They're gone.
You guys, thank you so much for joining this conversation. I think this was a powerful look at what's to come on YouTube over the next, 2025 and 2026. And I think you should get ready. Start planning your strategies around this. Start planning your schedules, your times, and how you're going to use these features. Of course, we still have questions and answers to get in terms of functionality, but there's a lot of great stuff coming. So where can everybody find you?
Shelly Saves the Day everywhere online. Unless you want to learn how to line dance, then it's Seattle Line Dance.
I love that.
So you just opened up a studio.
I did.
Oh my
I just opened up a
gosh.
studio so people can learn how
That's
to line
awesome.
dance.
For me, it's just Epic Gardening everywhere. But if you want like a random channel, it's just my name, Kevin Espiritu.
And I'm Erin on Demand everywhere.
Perfect. And I'm Luria Petrucci, some places in Live Streaming Pros on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. And you got this, and we got you.